Welcome everyone. Here we have seen the different events which has taken place during the light reaction. During the light reaction, different phases we have seen, and we have even seen this cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. What happened during this? During this cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation, here ATP and during the cyclic photophosphorylation, ATP and NADPH2 are produced, whereas during this cyclic phosphorylation, during non-cyclic phosphorylation, both this ATP and NADPH2 are produced, and during the cyclic photophosphorylation, only ATP is produced and electron is transported within the same photosystem, Now let us move on to how this. We have said that ATP is produced, NADPH2 has been reduced. Let us see how those ATPs has been produced. So here what happened is, now if we see this one, that is reaction center, chlorophyll A. These are the accessory molecules. Here it has taken this energy, light energy of the 680 nanometers and has passed on a pair of electron to primary electron acceptor. This primary electron acceptor is giving this electron, is passing this electron to another series of electron acceptors. Here with this we have plastoquinone, then we have this cytochrome complex, then it moves on to plastocyanin. And from plastocyanin it moves on to the reaction, that is photosystem 1. This chlorophyll A with this one. Here also electron has been ejected, accepted by primary electron acceptor, then transported to ferredoxin, and from ferredoxin it has transported to NADP+. This we have seen. Now let us see how this ATPs has been formed. Now when the electron was passing, so here you just see this one. This is the thylakoid membrane. This is the stack of thylakoid membrane. So now here on this thylakoid membrane we have this photosystem 2 as well as this photosystem 1. This is the stack. Here if we see this one, the stack of thylakoid, this is 1. So like this many stacks are present. If we see this one, so this is one stack of thylakoid membrane. Okay, on this thylakoid membrane we have photosystem 2 as well as photosystem 1. What we have seen here, this is the photosystem 2 and this is the photosystem 1. So the Z came. So here this is the photosystem 2 and passing through electron acceptors, then electron is going to this photosystem 1. So where are this photosystem 1 and 2 present? On this thylakoid membrane. I have already said you, here at the inner side of this thylakoid membrane we have a water splitting complex. Here on this one, for example, if this is the chloroplast, if this is the inner membrane of this chloroplast, here we have stroma. Here outside we have this stroma, because if we see this is the chloroplast, two double membranes of chloroplast. Here we have this stacks of thylakoid membrane. Okay, then we have the stroma lamellae, and here surrounding this we have the stroma. So where is this photosystem? They are present on the thylakoid membrane. Okay, on the outside of this thylakoid membrane we have a NADP reductase complex, that is NADP reductase will be present here complex, and here at the inner side of this thylakoid membrane we have water splitting complex. Okay, so now the sunlight has fallen on this, it has absorbed the sunlight. Okay, it has ejected the electron, passed on to primary electron acceptor, and this primary electron acceptor through a series of reactions it has passed it to PS1. It has passed it to PS1. So what happened is, when it was passing this electron, that is the electrons were passed through a series of electron acceptors, what happened is, so here when we see this, when the electron is coming from plastoquinone, okay, when it is coming from plastoquinone and when it is going from that is plastoquinone to cytochrome, and when it is going from cytochrome to plastocyanin, at this time when electron is coming from here and it is passed on to here, electron is coming from plastoquinone to cytochrome, and then cytochrome is passing that electron to plastocyanin. Here what happened is, energy is released. Energy is released. So what happens when this energy is released? So here it happens. So energy will be released. When the electron comes to the cytochrome from the plastoquinone to plastocyanin, at the cytochrome complex, energy will be released. So with the help of this energy, with the help of this released energy, what this cytochrome do is, it pumps an proton, because inside in the stroma also protons will be present. So when the energy is released, when the electron is passing to the plastocyanin, when the electron is passing to plastocyanin, at the time the cytochrome will release the energy. So with the help of this energy which is released by cytochrome, here what happens is, a pair of electron from stroma is pumped into the lumen, of thylakoid membrane, lumen of thylakoid or grana. So it is pumped from stroma, and electron is pumped into this lumen, into the space which is present here. Okay, so now this absorbed energy passed the electrons. When the electron was passing from cytochrome to plastocyanin, energy was released by cytochrome, and here with the help of this a proton from stroma has been transported into the lumen. The proton which was present here, now it has been transported to this lumen. From here this has been transported inside the lumen. Okay, so how it has been transported? By the energy which has been produced by cytochrome when it was passing the electron to plastocyanin. Okay, with the help of that energy, a proton is pumped into the lumen from stroma. This is the stroma and this is the lumen. This is the thylakoid membrane. So with the help of this energy, the cytochrome is pumping this proton into the lumen. This is happening. So this happened. Okay, now here. Now again what happened? This want the electron back now. So what happened here? Water splitting complex is there. Electron was ejected, given to this plastocyanin. This plastocyanin has given the electron to chlorophyll, that is photosystem 1. It does not have electron. So it wants its electron back. So what happens here? At the inner membrane of the thylakoid, water splitting complex is present. So here water will be split into a pair of electron, a pair of proton, and oxygen will be released. So here now after this one, this happened. So when it was happening, so this was that is water is also splitting. This is called as photolysis. So during this photolysis, what we have got is electron, proton and oxygen. Electron, proton and oxygen when this broken down. So now what happens is the electron will go back to this PS2. The electron will go back to this PS2. Now what happens to this? Protons are there, oxygen will be released in the lumen. When this breaks now, when water breaks, so it will be broken down into a pair of electron, pair of proton and oxygen will be released. Where it will be released? Oxygen will be released in this lumen. In the lumen, oxygen will be released and from it will be released outside. So now continuous light is falling, continuous electron is ejected, continuous energy is formed, and because of this continuous energy, the cytochrome is pulling a pair of protons from stroma into the lumen. Okay, two things are happening. First, protons from stroma is entering into the lumen, and with the split of water molecule, here these protons are also in the lumen. These protons are also in the lumen. Now inside this lumen, the proton concentration is very high. Inside the lumen, proton concentration is very high. How it is high proton concentration? Why? Because electron is moving there, oxygen is being evolved. The only thing which is remaining is proton. Okay, so the proton which we got from the breaking of water molecule, these protons are also present in the lumen, and the cytochrome is pumping these electrons which is present in the stroma also inside the lumen. Now with the protons from both the sides, from the water and from the stroma, now inside the lumen, inside this lumen, here concentration of proton is high. Concentration of proton is very, very high. So what happened? And here I tell you, from this photosystem 2, then it passes to ferredoxin, then it comes to this NADP plus. Okay, so this NADP plus, with the help of this reductase and this electron, the electron is coming now, electron is coming. So with the help of this electron and with the help of this few protons, okay, to electrons and protons, and with the help of this NADP reductase, this NADP plus will change to NADPH2. It will change to NADPH2. So now this is how NADPH2 is formed. Now let us see how this ATP is formed. Here energy has been released, and with the help of this energy, protons has been pumped into the lumen. Now inside the lumen, the concentration of proton is very, very high. Inside this lumen, the concentration of protons is very, very high. So now what happens is the proton tends to move from higher concentration to lower concentration, because in stroma, whatever that is protons has been pumped from stroma into lumen. Now in the stroma, the concentration of proton is less. In the lumen, the concentration of proton is more, because protons from the stroma has been transferred to lumen. Now the stroma, inside the stroma, the concentration of protons is less. Okay, now it is having high concentration, lumen is having high concentration of protons, and stroma is having, because stroma will be all over. Then let us see here, the stroma is having very less concentration of protons. So what happens? The protons tends to move from lumen to stroma. The proton tends to move from lumen to stroma. So what happens when they tends to move from lumen and stroma? Here they cannot pass directly. On the thylakoid membranes, there are channels are there. These protons has to pass through these channels only. Okay, so that is F0 protein is there, F1 protein, F1, F0 particle and F1 particle is there. F0 is embedded on the thylakoid membrane itself, and F1 particle is protruding from this, coming out. It is protruding from the membrane. This is intrinsic, embedded inside. This is extrinsic, that is coming out from the membrane. Coming out from the membrane. So what happens? The protons will be passed from lumen to stroma through this channels, that is through this channel. So when they move from lumen to stroma, so when the movement of protons, they have energy. Because of this movement now, these protons will have energy. So when they come out, the energy will be given by this protons. So that energy is used to change ADP. That energy, the proton when it moves from lumen to stroma, it has because of the movement, it gets the energy, and that energy is used to combine this ADP with the inorganic phosphate. When the protons moves from higher concentration, that is from lumen, to lower concentration, that is into stroma, through this F0 and F1 particles. So here what happens is energy is created because of the movement of protons, and with the help of this energy, an ADP, that is adenosine diphosphate, is combined with inorganic phosphate, thereby producing ATP. So here in F1 particle, ATPase will be present, as an enzyme which will be helping in the production of ATP. With the help of this ATPase and the energy, here this ADP will be combined with inorganic phosphate, thereby forming ATP. So this is how ATP is formed. We said now, during light reaction, what happens is absorption of light, breaking of water molecule, breaking of H2O, O2 release, ATP is formed, and NADPH2 is formed. So we have seen how this whole process takes place. Light has been absorbed by this photosystem 2, and because of which electron was ejected, accepted by primary electron acceptor, and from primary electron acceptor it has gone to plastoquinone, from plastoquinone to cytochrome complex, cytochrome to plastocyanin. So when it was moving from cytochrome to plastocyanin, energy has been released. With the help of this energy, a proton from the stroma has been pumped into the lumen, and here one more thing which happened was breaking of water molecule. Okay, when the water molecule was broken down, it has given rise to electrons, protons and oxygen. Oxygen will be released in the lumen. This electron goes back to, that is photosystem 2, that is chlorophyll of photosystem 2, and here in when the electron from plastoquinone, it will move to that is photosystem 1, and from photosystem 1 again to primary electron acceptor, to ferredoxin, to this NADP plus, and here these protons, few of the protons will move to this NADP plus, and with the help of this enzyme NADP reductase, NADP plus will change to NADPH2. So now at the end what we have got is this big one NADPH2, this oxygen and this ATP. Oxygen being a gas, it will be evolved. The only thing which will be left over is NADPH2 and ATP. So this is how ATP is formed. We said during cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylations, here ATP is formed. So this is how ATP will be formed. So this whole process is called as chemiosmotic hypothesis. What it is called as? Chemiosmotic hypothesis. Okay, so this is how ATP will be produced. Now by taking this ATP and NADPH2, by taking this energy and this reducing power, will move on to the second phase of photosynthesis, that is dark reaction. In the next class, we will study about dark reaction.